All right. Hello, YouTube. It's Accurate again. I'm back with another live stream and another episode of the Beat Reviews here on YouTube. Another one of my episodes of my Beat Reviews, I guess. So, Accurate Beats Beat Review. Here we are, and welcome here. Hi, everyone, and welcome. I'm sorry I wasn't able to kind of announce the stream beforehand. It's been just stressful. There's been a lot of things I've been up to, and I've just done a lot of stuff, so I wasn't able to. But now we are here, which is cool. Stan Solo, Moldy Thoughts, and AK, HNBK, hello, and Andrew Templar Russell. Cool, hi. So, right off the bat, today we're going to do something a little bit differently. Partly because I kind of messed up, and partly because I want to try this out. I'm thinking about, as always, you know me by now, I'm always thinking about remaking stuff differently and kind of disorganize my entire life. Right now we're doing these Beat Review live stream episodes every single week. And you guys are able to send in your beats, and I'm reviewing them, and we're listening to together and having, some sort of listening party and whatever. And providing some feedback and giving some thoughts and whatever to the stuff that came in, right? Right now, the submission form on my website where you can submit beats for this show has been closed for, I don't even know, over a week, maybe close to 2 weeks, I don't know. And it's still closed. And I really don't have enough beats to go for this episode. That's at least what I think. I did a quick check in the inbox and I realized that this is going to be a problem. So tonight we're taking it slow. Yeah. Tonight we're going to take it pretty slow, and we're not going to stress anything out. And all bangers today? Yeah, who knows? Listen to me. Hear me out. I'm going to take a couple of minutes right now to open up the form on the website again and open up the submission form. So anyone can send in beats that way from now on. And if something comes in tonight, we're going to listen to it tonight. So what I'm planning to do here is not to leave the submission form open much at all. Maybe something like opening it up for 24 hours before the stream goes live, so everything feels new and recent, because there are coming in a lot of submissions. That's just what it is. And I can't keep up with it, and it becomes messy. And to me, having people in the chat room that submitted beats is really valuable to me, and hopefully to you too. So yeah, we have a few beats. We're going to listen to I think there was 6 of them that I haven't covered yet. So let's do that. And let's also open up the form for you guys to submit beats. Again, I'm not accepting submissions over email. That's just what. So I have the website, which is, boom, accuratebeats.com. Not open right now. So you guys will have to give me a couple of minutes to just go into my website thingy and change that up. So Blaze Beats, you didn't miss anything other than me trying to explain that we just have a few beats to listen to today. So I'm going to open up the form right now, and we're going to accept submissions as the show goes. I don't know if that's going to work. If not, if we're just sitting here and we don't have enough beats to listen to, that's just the end of the show, And if there are beats to listen to, cool, then we're doing that. And I know that we are on different time zones and everything, and it doesn't really work for everyone to just send in beats right now. I know, I understand. So maybe for the future, I'm going to announce the opening of the form 24 hours before we go live to have recency, And yeah, that's the problem, aka I'm in Sweden. So right now it's Monday night, 8:15 p.m. Okay, so that's where I am at. And since I am kind of a dumbass and a fuck up, I haven't done any of this now. So I'm gonna log into my website and adjust the thing to open up the form. Gonna take me a couple of minutes, and then the doors are open. You know, anyone can submit a beat on the form, and it's gonna be covered today. If nothing like crazy happens, and we're getting like 25 submissions right now. I doubt that's the truth though. So allow me to just mumble my way through this and also change the website. Because right now it says that it's closed, and it's not. Immediately I fucked up. It's not going to be closed. Submit your beat right here. That's what it's going to say. Boom. And the link needs to be edited. Cool. So you have the website right here. AccurateBeats.com. So we're not going to do that link. We're going to do that link. Right? Save. Submit your beat right here. I might be messing this up. I might be. Exit. No. Save. Cool. So submit your beat right here. No, that one goes to... Okay, my bad. I made a mistake. I'm not a web designer. I don't know how to make websites anymore. I kind of used to back in the HTML days, but now not so much. So this takes me a little bit of time. Page. Main navigation. Where's the main page? No, that's good. I can't even find the main page. Home. Or home too. Says a lot about how I do things. The chat room is over there. So, okay. Things are coming in. I'm gonna try to keep track on that real soon. Right now we have a problem in that I don't know what I'm doing. You know, that's one of my problems in life. Main navigation. Okay, so that's it. This one closed for submission. Okay, so I made something wrong. Did something wrong. Submit your beat right here. Okay, I need to edit the page. Okay, my bad. And I know you can't see what I'm doing on the screen, and that wouldn't make sense because I'm actually editing my website. And I don't want you guys to see that. You crazy fucks. URL. Okay, let's go to beat review. That one. Fine. But why do I want that? No, I made a mistake again. I think I did it right the first time. I can't see the chat room, but please, if you watched my last video on this one, this could be a good opportunity to have a little bit of a chat amongst yourself about this one. It's disappointing in a few ways, and it's really awesome in a few ways. Talking about the Korg Handy Tracks Play, the portable turntable. I released that video yesterday, I think. Boom. Boom. Save. So let's open up another web browser. Go to AccurateBeats.com. Okay, not exactly what I wanted, but beat review takes you to that one. Submit your beat right here. Yeah. So that's why am I putting myself through all this? I don't know. I'm just stupid. Awesome video on the Korg thing. Thank you. Thank you. that's one of those projects that just ended up taking way too long. Way too long. Now the submission form is open and you are able to submit beats through the website. This one, accuratebeats.com. Go to beat review and then submit your beat right here. Boom. Opens up a form. And you're able to like write a few things and whatever, submit an MP3 file and send it over here. Cool. You need help. You need a help frame like in the last video. Laughed a lot. Thank you. Yeah, I had this screen thing, whatever. I needed help unboxing and my daughter came in. So that's what it is. Thumbs up for the homie accurate. Thank you. Carbon Vibes is in the house. Blessing us with all the beautiful emoticons I put out there. That's nice. Made so well. Are you in here? Binge is made so well too, of course. Cool. Salberts against Nasell, as we said. Po Boy Fresh. A lot of people we know. A lot of people we know since before. I love that. That's the thing. That's the deal. And what I'm trying to go for here, just to be clear, I want to increase the number of... How do I frame this? I want to increase the number of people in the chat room who also submitted beats. I want that to be kind of a correlation, you know? So if you send in a beat, if you're going to send in a beat right now, you are going to get played tonight. If there's not been coming too much, you know. So I think that's enough with that one. AccurateBeats.com, that's where you go. That's where you're able to send in your beats. Now, I think we've already been live for 20 minutes, so I think it's time to start playing some of the tracks that has come in. Because I have this back catalog of like 5 or 6 beats, and I'm sure I've skipped something. I've forgotten about someone, and we're gonna pick that up later on. You know, take it easy on me. I'm just a guy trying to do this. And trying to like be professional and helpful and nice, and there's already beats coming in from right now. That's awesome. That's what we want. As much live participation as possible. But we do have a back catalog. Again, this beat came in on the 7th of January, and you see, that's the problem we're getting into. I canceled the show 1 week and then everything just started happening. Now it's the 27th, and this came in like 20 days ago. It's still cool, but you know. So this one hasn't been played, right? Let's just double check on that. Might get a little bit of an overlap sometime, but no, this one has been downloaded before. I doubt that we listen to that one. No. So let's go. Right? Okay. Just saw myself on the computer screen. Does this need to be addressed or mentioned? Maybe so. We might have a few people from the US watching, and you know, this is I don't even know. Chiefs. What are they from? They're from Kansas. My bad. Kansas City Chiefs. American baseball, football. It's not that I care about it. It's just my daughter is a big fan of Taylor Swift, and for Halloween I kind of dressed up like I don't even know his name anymore. Casey something? She's gonna kill me for this. The guy who's Taylor Swift's boyfriend, who plays for the team, and they just went to Super Bowl yesterday. So I wore this t-shirt again today. I don't even know. Kansas City Chiefs. That's what it is. I'm not a Swiftie. My daughter is, and I dressed up as Kelch. Yeah, Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce. Whatever. Not that I care about the sport. It's just a t-shirt, you know? So, what's up? Let's listen to the first beat. This one comes in from Nils Mad Willie Joel Jensen. Hi, Accurate. I'm a Danish beatmaker who goes by the name Slap Af Nils. Here's a beat from my last beat tape, Hakkebøf. Which means Hakkebøf, wouldn't that be like Hakkebøf, like ground up meat? Ground up meat. What's that called? Minced meat. I think so. The beat was made on the MPC-1 and an SP404A, and it's named after the word that one of the characters from Mean Girls makes up. Okay, so I'm wrong. Let's listen to some meat. Let's listen to some meats. Beats. God damn it. Let's listen to some beats. This one might have been featured before. Yeah. Yeah, I'm pretty sure we had that last week. Like the last beat or something. But why not just play it again? What do we have to say about this one? A few things. I mean, I think this might be fun. I might have said something completely different last time. The mix, the balance of everything in this one appeals to me. I think it sounds good. The bass is not overbearingly loud, but it's still in there, and it's a nice balance between everything. The tempo and the swing is, you know, kind of cool, but it could be even more drifting around or whatever. The piano sample fits nicely in there. It bugs me a little bit that the loop doesn't really hold up sometimes. It becomes silent, and, you know, if that's a creative, like, choice that you made, that's fine. I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say about it. But if it's a mistake and you don't intend it to be like that, you know, consider fixing it. Who knows? Might be a little bit repetitive too, but maybe not. I like all the, you know, a lot of this has to do with how does everything work together. You gotta think like that sometimes. You gotta, like, yeah, you could have like the coolest snare drum in the world, and it doesn't fit into this specific beat. In this case, I like all the sound choices. It sounds good. The piano works with the bass and the drums. Everything just, it makes sense. And And those overlapping piano notes is a nice touch. There is some like harmonic resonance. No. Not that it's out of tune, but there's a little bit of spiciness going on, and I appreciate that. That's cool. So thanks a lot for sending this one in, Nils. And I'm pretty sure you were featured last week, so let's not dwell on you for too long. I just need to mark that one as read, and then we're up and running. Another one comes from Charles Howard. And we've skipped a lot of his submissions before because he tends to like send 4 or 5 beats at one time. But, he deserves to be played now because it's a new show, it's a new episode, and it's a new submission. New and new. This one is from the 8th of January, so it's not that fresh, but still. What's going on? I'm a producer out of Hendersonville, Tennessee. My artist name is Prod Ravtray. And I make a plethora of music. Hope you enjoyed the beats, my guy. The beat was super simple. It was made in under 10 minutes. Super spacey rave party vibes. Okay, so we might be in for a treat. Who even uses words like that? Super spacey rave party vibes. And 3 exclamation points. It's called Banger, and it doesn't work. It does not work. The file... Okay. So that might be like a virus. I don't even know. It registers as a document file. Let's see if we can open it up in VLC. We could. Loud though. Let's go. Rave. Whatever that means these days. You never know what the kids are up to.
World Trade needs to be bangers.
Showing off the 808 at the end. I didn't hate this one as much as I expected to. I'm not going to say that I used to make this kind of music, but I had this weird phase when I was into making like hip-hop beats, but still really, really electronic before YouTube and anything. Super sauce, a lot of that stuff, distorted bass lines. I used Reason back in the day for all that stuff. So I used this subtractive kind of bass line, and then I had this trick where I put a distortion on a sub bass, and I combine that with string sounds. That's not what this is, but still, that whole super sawy kind of vibe, and these really like high-pitched, kind of 8-bit type of synths. It does something. You know, makes you think about 8-bit video games. Someone mentioned Sonic. Yeah. And when you write like super dancey rave vibes or whatever, someone like me expects it to be like dum, 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 you know. This still had a little bit of rhythm in it and a good production in general, for sure. A good production, maybe a little bit oversaturated when it comes to the limiting and the final processing. Makes it sound, you know, it's also a part of the genre, I guess. Like having it super, super compressed and super like, it's not bad. Musically, it's pretty good, but taste-wise, yeah, I don't love it. I don't. But I can see the work that goes into it. With a few different variations and build-ups and whatever in 2 minutes and 12 seconds. I mean, that's not bad. But this wall of synth voices, I guess, that gets created by just slightly detuning things and creating these super saw waves. That's a video game straight up.
World Trade needs to be bangers.
And the 808 drums works. A little bit over compressed and like overly saturated, sure, but for everything else, this is, I mean, it's a good piece of work. You know, working with these types of things is also really like helpful, because you have enough room for the bass to become these, what it is, like these super low 808s, but still massive synths, because the synths are not playing in the same register in this case. They're way higher, you know? So making this like fully sounding production thing isn't that hard when it comes to combining those things. It's nice. Don't have too much to say about it, because it's a genre that I'm really not into these days, but cool. I still rock with Reason. Yeah, me too. I have a copy of Reason that I just don't use enough. Maybe that's something I'm gonna do on my my extra computer too. Who knows? Who knows? A lot of people are shouting out 8-bit games. Chip tunes. Yeah, is this chip tune with drums like that? I wouldn't call it like straight up chip tune, but it's definitely kind of in the genre. It's tough, and I come up with stuff like this in my head from time to time, but I've never been able to execute. Cool. I mean, this is a genre that I guess not a lot of people are into these days. Not saying that it's bad, but like, there's obviously not room for a rapper or anything. How would that even work? But yeah, this beat came in from Charles Howard, and we are thankful for letting him letting us listen to it. Now that one also needs to be marked as read, and now we are on. Okay, this is fun. Let's see if you are in the chat room. You are sometimes, I think, and I'm pretty sure we have had quite a bit of contact on Instagram, I think. Someone named Corey Nasell, my bad. Message. Accurate. I discovered you back when you won a Machine Masters challenge. Yeah, that's the entire thing that made me start making videos. So cool. That's the true like beginning of the channel. I discovered you back when you won a Machine Masters challenge. It truly inspired me, and I've been making beats ever since. I'm just now feeling like I'm starting to get the hang of this process. We're talking like 10 years ago. Let me know if you think this is trash. Okay, that's putting it blunt. Beat was made with sound design from Current 2.0 and sampled into SP404 Mark II. Sampled in a few scratches using the DJ to go to touch. I'm forward deploy away from my turntable. And then some YouTube vocals for added interest. The bass is quite gritty, so your audience should definitely use headphones to fully appreciate. That's good. That's good. Keep doing what you do. Much respect, 401.db. I know him as Corey Nasell because, you know. The beat is called The Pelvis and the Poet. That's something. Switching back to the chat. Plugging my phone into the charger because it kind of needs to. Cool. So let's go. Corey Nasell.
Designation of black is really what the confusion is to begin with. Imperialism, colonialism. This causes violence in every colony. Every colony is going to have this kind of...
Oh, that's 2 minutes of it. And my God, this is not what I expected. Someone in the chat room said, who was that? Made so well. I was not expecting abstract. I need a mental reset and a re-listen. I kind of feel the same way. Because when you leave me with that kind of message that you watched me from the get-go and you were inspired and you're making beats ever since and, you know, you're just starting to get a hang of it, I don't expect this. This was so much better than I expected. Whew. And to be honest, this is more of the type of stuff that I really want to get into making myself. But I guess I don't really have the courage or the confidence or the self-esteem to do it. Whenever I start working on something like this, that's a little bit experimental and a little bit out there, I kind of start second thinking. I start doubting myself. And, you know, thinking like, yeah, this is too difficult to listen to and no one will enjoy this. And I'm starting to pick it apart and I'm, you know, not understanding what I'm doing and it's becoming something else. This is really, really cool. For first of all, my criticism about this file, it's almost 4 minutes long, and I think it's rarely a good thing or a good idea to start a beat on a fade in, you know? Kind of makes it feel like it's a part of a mixtape and just, you know, whatever. I'm just not a fan of that. Just start the beat, let it play, just the drums or whatever. But the drum programming, the drums are nice. It has a really cool swing to it, and the bass line helps a lot. And it's really cool. Like, this is definitely handiwork, craftsmanship, whatever. A lot of different samples, a lot of things in there, left and right, and everything doesn't really fit in. And that's a part of the genre. That's a part of the thing. Everyone calls it experimental in the chat room, and it kind of is, but not too far out there that it becomes impossible to listen to. On the contrary, this is really interesting. Each and every second is interesting because it's loop-based, parts of it, but there's also a lot of things just going out there. Just this happens, now this happens, now nothing happens, and this happens. It's really interesting. It's really, really cool. I am a fan. Syntax is also in the chat room, who's also a member on the channel. And that, you know, I don't want to say it always, but yeah, these live streams are not monetized. They can't be, because you guys keep sending me music that you registered somewhere, and it you know, all of a sudden you're copyright striking me for playing the beat, whatever. So I'm not making any money of this whatsoever. So Super Chat is cool. Becoming a channel member is awesome. So that's something you could do if you want to support what I do on this project and whatever's going to happen in the future. This beat, Corey Nasell, thanks a lot for sending it in. This is awesome stuff. Really excited about this one. And I'm noticing that I'm hovering over the play button with the mouse all the time because I just want to hear it again or hear more of it.
Every colony is going to...
A little bit of distortion going on here and there, and the bass line and the drums is doing like the heavy lifting. It's nice. Really good. Simon Rodriguez asks, how could I send in a beat? And I'm sure someone in the chat room is going to tell him, but I'm also going to tell him. Go to accuratebeats.com, click on beat review, and go to the submission form, write something, attach a file, and send it in. And we're going to play it. Because we're just now doing this, you know. I'm still in the back catalog running through stuff that has come in, but we're also accepting things right now. Keeping it live. Oh my God, no. I've said too much. I haven't said enough. I've said it all. REM, I don't know. So, we are getting into some issues here, people. You guys are fucking crazy. Not that it's that crazy, but to me it is. I opened the forum, 20 minutes ago, and there's already 18 new submissions that came in since we started. So I'm not going to keep promising that you're going to be played today because, you know, that's maybe not going to be possible. Shit. 18 in like... Okay, it's more like 30 minutes, but still. What's cool is that I think I've pretty much caught up to the list. Maybe there's one more. 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's 3 more beats to listen to before we get into the stuff that came in right now. Would you guys mind if we speed it up just a little bit? KGP. €2. Thank you. Appreciate it. 10 megabytes limit. Yeah, that's not up to me. That's my website provider thing, Squarespace. I can't really do anything else. I can't do nothing about that. I want it to be like, a cap at like 50 megabytes or something. 10 is what it is. So it needs to be an MP3. I'm sorry about that, but that's just how it is. We still have over 20 beats to play today. And I'm not going to work tomorrow, so who knows? Maybe we're just going to do this. Again, let's try to speed it up just a little bit, but still giving people the time of the day they deserve. The next one comes from Nils Stockner. Nils Stockner. Thanks for taking the time to listen and produce a dope channel. Here's my beat, Coming Up and Down, made entirely in a machine. Ah, cool. We need to have a conversation about machine one of these days. Not today, though. That's not the show we're doing. And another one that needs to be played in VLC. So let's play this one from Nils Stockner called Coming Down and Up. Oh, that's all we got. That's 50 seconds of music, which is maybe for the better, because in this case, I was kind of waiting for some type of breakdown or some alternative version of it. Felt a little bit like, something needs to happen. But the groove and the drums and the bass, love it. This snare sound, is the swing created by like the feel of the bass line more than anything? Because there's no hi-hat in there. There's no hi-hat at all. Also something I would want to like explore myself. Dum ka dum dum ka dum dum. Without a hi-hat. That's cool. And I'm not sure, but it feels like you had samples going on and just put a lot of filtering on them just to bring out what's good about them. And then filling up the rest of the space with this massive bass line. Sometimes when you start thinking about and talking about music production in general, you start breaking down every single instrument and it becomes, a lot. In this case, it's not a lot, but it's all the right elements. Sometimes it's not about using as much as possible. Sometimes the ingredients just got to be right, In Sweden, we eat a lot of pizza, right? And what's popular is, might be strange for other people, but I'm a vegetarian myself, so I don't eat this particular one. But a pizza with tomato sauce and cheese, and then you have like a bunch of kebab meat and like raw onions and raw lettuce, and it's just a mix of everything. And there's like a yogurt sauce on top of it, and there's also like raw cucumber and maybe a little bit of bacon. People do all sorts of crazy things. Sometimes a good margarita with just a nice bread, a nice tomato sauce, and a really good mozzarella is even better. To me, this is just what that is. It's not too minimalistic either, that it's obvious, but there's not a lot of stuff going on. But all the right ingredients. Might be samples from 2 different sources too. There, you know, boom, dum, wham, 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 boom, da-da-dum, da-da-dum. Like a lot of subtle melody lines going in there that just creates this completeness. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. I wouldn't want to hear this with like a hi-hat going like t-t-t-t-t. Would destroy the entire thing. Someone who made all the right choices with all the right ingredients in all the right ways and places. That's nice. Totally banger. Nils Stockner, thanks a lot for sending it in. Having music like this elevates this entire show to become something really, really cool. Awesome. Thank you. Getting all worked up about this, which is awesome. So that one was Nils Stockner, and let's mark it. Boom. Okay, this is a submission from Made So Well, who is always with us in the chat room. Benj gave me 2 pounds, British pounds. Thank you. I appreciate that. Benj is also a member on the channel, so that's double, even better. Awesome. Blake Superior too. You're also here. A rapper with a really deep, dominating voice like Guilty Simpson would be dope over that. Yeah, sure. I don't always think about rappers, but for this beat, definitely a heavy rapper on top of that would make the entire thing go. Awesome. Mickey Cuts is also in here. Thank you. Nice to see you. We are building a community, I swear. Illinois, I see you too. Cool. So, this one comes from Made So Well, who's in the chat room. So give him a little bit of extra love for this one. Hey Ak, it's me again. I figured this time I would give you a bit more of a straightforward sample of mine. So weird and not so much tension. I mean, I guess that's not so weird, but whatever. This one was really fun to make. I swear I was in my David Beck era during this time. I would have submitted a brand new sample, but I'm still in my weird shiz face having a ball. That's good. Good for you. I hope you guys enjoy. I know I enjoyed making it. I even played a bit of guitar on this one. And this one came in on the 13th of January. So we are moving up on the list. Made So Well. Let's give you the time of day. Awesome. I'm afraid I can't remember everything that anyone has played, but I know we've played some stuff from Made So Well before that wasn't really like this. This is cool. I'm getting Brazilian vibes out of this. Someone mentioned you mentioned Apollo Brown, right? Yeah, someone did. The Apollo Brown thing, I know what you think. I know what you're saying, but I'm thinking Brazil a lot. Like, I don't know why. It's a lot of fun to listen to, with all these boom, dun dun, dum dun 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 dun. What am I thinking about? Not bossa nova, but something like that. But still with a heavy touch, with this filtered out bass line. I don't really know how you do that, because this can't be like a bass instrument played. But yeah, there's also a guitar in there. Is that you playing the guitar over the entire thing? Like a lot of it? It's not mixed that well. Who cares? Who cares? It's a groovy bass. Bossa Nova vibes for sure, yeah? I'm not the only one saying Bossa Nova. Okay. Santana? Yeah. Beck vibes for sure. Yeah, Beck. Okay. You said something else. David Beck. Is that Beck? The artist Beck? Like, whatever song he made? Yeah. I don't smoke. I don't. But this feels like something you could have a good time smoking to. You know? Imagine, like, Pulp Fiction. We always talk about movies. I don't know why, but Pulp Fiction, like the dance scene with John Travolta and whoever. Yeah. That thing, you know. Awesome stuff. This series makes me think about music in a different way sometimes. I like what I do a lot, and I'm proud of it. It's not that. But thinking about beat making and production in this kind of space as more of an artistic kind of thing, that idea appeals a lot to me, and I never go that route myself. It's always artistic, of course it is, but artistic like this, where it's like deeper and more interesting. I don't know. I like it. Made so well. Thanks a lot for sending this one in. What you did with the bass line here impresses me a lot, because the bass line sounds so dirty and nasty, but it's still not like trashy, you know? And of course, it's that rhythm. Yeah, that kind of thing. Makes me think bossa nova, makes me think Brazil, makes me think about like the beach and like drinks and, you know, whatever this means. No one knows. Let's keep it a secret to everyone. This. Fuck me. Thanks a lot. And sure, Beck is definitely, yeah, it's the right Beck, the one I'm thinking about. It's cool. Thanks a lot. Made so well with another dope submission. I don't even know what to do about these people anymore. This might be the last one before we get into the submission that came in today. So we are soon becoming almost live with the beats. This one comes in from Tobias Stockner, which is pretty much a Swedish name. Okay. I didn't want this to happen. This is from the Beatcast thing that I helped hosting. That went live last night, and I kind of, that's in the middle of the night for me, like 4 a.m. So I wasn't able to. Let's play this one anyways. This is Dysfunk. DYSFNK, Dysfunk, dysfunctional. I don't know. Yo, Accurate. I really like your beat review, so I decided to send something in. Always appreciate constructive critiques. For me, perfect to get better. This one I built from your samples to the beatcast, so you might be interested in this. And I am interested in this. Don't get me wrong. I just don't want to be like too much up in the face of the beatcast. The beatcast is a Twitch show, a podcast thing where they do beat challenges, basically. I provided the sample for the first episode that for season 5 that went live yesterday, and he submitted this. So the sample I picked out comes from this record right here. Tanja Maria and Nils Henning Örstedt Petersen. Old school jazz kind of stuff, and this guy flipped it for their show, and he also sent it my way, so let's give him the space. This is 58 seconds, so be prepared. Those drums has a lot of push, a lot of attack, a lot of punch in those drums for sure. And I'm recognizing the sample because I picked it out and I played around with it myself. And what you did with this sample in particular is interesting. You didn't use too much of it, but not too little either. If I want to be critical, and I think I want to just because I can, and I am kind of an asshole, the lower notes here, do they do the entire production a service or a disservice? I don't know. I mean, in this style, it works. The hi-hat pattern is dope. That kind of like it feels like a real hi-hat. It's not just a hip-hop producer just picking something out of a folder that sounds like tsk, or maybe like tsk, you know. It's an actual hi-hat, someone playing like that's never a bad thing. And the kick and the snare punches through. But some of the slices could have been a little bit different. I don't know. For a beat that's under a minute, this is really cool. Could be like an intro or an interlude or something on a mixtape or an album or whatever. If this was like going on for 3 minutes the same way, I would have had even more stuff to say about it. And RTC Shogun from the Beatcast team is in the chat room and says, "Thank you for the great sample, Paul. Accurate. Everyone loved it." Thank you. And I'm sorry I wasn't able to be there last night or this morning. The timing just doesn't work on a Sunday for me because I have work on Monday. So 4 is like, that's 4 hours before I start working. So everything becomes whatever, and then I'm ashamed of that, and I'm not like communicating, and I'm just kind of a fuck up, becoming even more of it by the minute. So I'm gonna jump in after the fact and watch the stream, of course, but I wasn't able to be there, and I feel bad about it. This funk is in the chat room. It is a real hi-hat. Yeah, cool. Nice to hear it. My own drum kit. Oh, so you actually recorded. That's cool. Awesome. I'm not hating on the production, but as I said, if this was a full track, like 3-4 minutes long, I would have wanted a little bit more of it. A little bit more variation, a little bit more of the higher frequencies or whatever. Right now, to me, it sounds a little bit muffled as it is, but it sets the tone for something really, really cool. And I know I wasn't providing the easiest sample to work with. Kind of a difficult sample with a lot of stuff in there. But thanks a lot for sending this one in, and I appreciate it. I do. Just that I'm kind of like, it becomes problematic when it's the Beatcast, and I don't want to take, we've already said that. Thanks a lot. This funk also needs to be marked as red. There we are. Cool. Now we are actually on. I might miss something. I don't think I am, though. I think we are safe. Safe in this case means that we're gonna go into the email that Squarespace made for me today with the submission that came in today from when I opened the thing. Again, I got it just one more time. You guys are crazy. I wasn't expecting this. But this also means that I'm gonna be able to do this in the future. Like open up the forum for just a brief moment of time and then close it again, to just open the floodgate, get a few beats, close it. Do the show, keep it closed. Open it again, get new submissions, close it, do a new show. Which means that I should go into the website now again and turn it off, because we already have 25 submissions from today. Can you guys deal with that if I go into... Why am I asking you guys for permission? I'm just going to do it. You're noticing how I'm becoming more and more aggressive? Sorry about that. I'm logged in, get started. Cool. No, not get started. I'm already started. So, that's my website. That's the... No, I can't even find it. That's me. That's my account dashboard. That's not what I want. Yeah, not the website. So what's happening right now is that I'm going to go into my website and close the forum. It's going to take a couple of minutes, so chat amongst yourself. Because I'm kind of panicking, to be honest. I wasn't expecting this number of beats to be submitted live, but it's awesome, and that's what we're going to do in the future. Just wasn't expecting it. So the thing called submit your beat right here is going to say dash closed, and we're going to replace that entire link to another one. Boom. Right. And then save. That should be it. Double check on that. Website, accurate beats. Submission form is closed. Yes. I'm awesome. Have I told you guys that I am a professional web designer? I just told you I'm not, but now I am. So, yeah, the 24-hour thing keeps the hype up for the new streams, and submitters are more likely to make it into the chat. Yeah, that's kind of what I want to go for, because we want more of everything. But also, you know, keeping the recency feels pretty important. Because the first few episodes of this we did, I had like a queue of, I don't even know, a lot of music, and I had to do it show after show after show. And then it became like, yeah, I got this beat like 5 weeks ago. Now I want to keep it fresh. So let's do it as close to live as we dare. But yeah, as someone pointed out, 25 beats in 1 hour. Yeah, that's a little bit crazy considering we have 87 viewers right now. So you guys seem to be up for the challenge, and we're going to keep doing that. So, just to be sure, just to make it clear, accuratebeats.com is not the place to add your submission right now. We already have more than I'm going to be able to do tonight, I think. Or maybe not. Who knows? So, let's do this in order. The first beat okay, for context, the first beat came in 55 minutes ago. The last one 3 minutes ago. So most of you people who sent in beats will hopefully be here in the chat room right now, which makes this feel so much better. This is obviously what we're going to do. Why didn't anyone tell me this? I'm going to blame you for this. It's all your fault. Dreamweaver? No. I used to work with Dreamweaver when I did this. There's so many things I haven't told you. I used to run this website years ago for underground rappers in Sweden doing like rap battles online. You know? I used to do that site in Dreamweaver. Since then, I haven't done much in the form of web design, but now we have a website and it works really easy. Made so well, of course it's your bad. You should have told me this weeks ago. What was that? Okay, something made a lot of noise. Whatever. Let's get into the submissions, because this is really cool. So the first one that came in 57 minutes ago comes from Diego Pontigo, or Diego Panigo, something. Hi, I'm Buckshot Jerry, an amateur beatmaker using Ableton. This track is one of my favorites. Hope you enjoy. It's called She Doesn't Know, and it came in less than an hour ago. I'm so happy about this. This is really cool. So, Diego, or Buckshot Jerry, if you are in here, make yourself known in the chat room and people will tell you your beat sucks or tell you that your beat is awesome. Let's go. All right, cool. That's 2 minutes and 10 seconds. This is a lot to process. First of all, I don't normally shout out the sample, but in this case I couldn't help it in the chat room. This is a sample from Blade Runner, right? And it's been used before, which is not a problem. But John Wayne, you know, YouTuber, Twitch streamer, beatmaker, GOAT, used the same sample for one of his like live beat making sessions months ago, and I've just watched all his stuff. So that sample together with this, is this the drum snaps or skull snaps drum break? A great fit, works really well together. But this is way more than just that. Like that sample chopped up in a few ways, and the drum break becomes this. Right? The sample is beautiful. The piano going from this like happy kind of chord progression to introducing a little bit of melancholy, that's beautiful. But later on, what's this? That's a different beat. Kinda. And what's really impressive here is the transition between the two parts. It's fluid. It's really nice. It's almost unnoticeable, but all of a sudden you kind of listen to a different type of production in general, and then it becomes what you heard in the beginning. Really good stuff. Really, really good stuff. This is weird. And then it comes back, you know? Really good stuff. In this section here, the more trashy one or whatever, I feel like the bass frequencies there becomes almost a little bit too much. But since it's not the entire thing, you also have the cleaner section with the drum break and the main parts of the sample. It's beautiful. I gotta be honest. It's a beautiful piece of work. Really good stuff. Really good stuff. And people in the chat room are praising it too. At least as far as I understand, or as far as I see. Benj really likes it. John makes beats. Yeah. John Wayne. John makes beats. Check him out. His... Whew. You mean John? Who makes beats? Yeah. A lot of people are appreciating the piano and the vibes of it. Awesome, awesome, awesome. Yeah. Pretty much everyone in the chat room is just saying a lot of great stuff about this. The transition is really seamless. Yes, it is. Beat Owl. Thanks for being here, by the way. You have a point, and I said it already, but the transition is crucial to this. It's really impressive. And it makes a big difference when you're listening to the entire thing. I'm not saying that it's too predictable or anything, but that sample and that drum break is what it is. You can flip it up, flip it and switch it around and do whatever, but then the transition to something different. Beautiful. Beautiful stuff. And thanks a lot for sending it in. Who was this? Buckshot Jerry. Thank you. Now, Benj. It's your time. Your time to shine on the Accurate Beats beat review show. I'm so full of myself. I love it. I'm really not like this. I think you know that, but still. Benj the Elite. Peace Accurate. Peace Stream. I hope you enjoy. MPC 1K stuff. Okay. So made on the MPC 1000. Cool. Benj. Enjoy.
Yeah. I pen from cold steps, beneath the emblematic cold threats. The lost assemble at posts where most sweat. The toast wrecks, domes defending what they know as rep. Undemocratic when there's no respect. Enigmatic when the oldest flex without the hardware. Sticking jewels in your mind throughout the past year is worn like Cartiers, reform like the preachers without the preaching. I stick with poor righteous teachers, monster on the loose, tracking groups as egregious, unconscionable like troops in Middle East. These death personas, nothing new like killing free speech. Decrepit golders target you for living peacefully. The mind's a riot in itself, rebel against your spirit. Life's a quiet as hell till you eventually pivot. Young mind died in itself with a potential gift, shifted county line clientele. Lit up his neck and wrist, separatist class wars. Attack hit the glass door, shattered like his soul. Met with rebels of Darfur. A passage read by his aunt, his mum wasn't calm for. No package left, just a karma. Bled through his armor. Taxi left awake, took me home so I could shake. Dazed images from my cranium, lacking some restraint. I'm a saint with an iron, now I'm tainted with binds. Acquaintance of mine's no waiting, says we're wasting his time. He hit the block for revenge, a shock to my senses, a dock to my lenses. For dots and info on the squad from within. Looking back, how I never took a shot for my sins. A crooked act resounds the black pope posture with gins. The nonchalant strokes of the entities in the head. An avalanche flowing from intensity of the dread. Unrecovered like the bodies on Everest. We fight against the cleverest systems while neglecting benevolence. The shake of the rattlesnake, where we balance fate. Storm the palace, saw the smoke from the chalice awaits. While we battle hate, assume malice from an angered place. Benefit summers we lack and embrace. Shake of the rattlesnake, where we balance fate. Storm the palace, saw the smoke from the chalice awaits. While we battle hate, assume malice from an angered place. Benefit summers we lack and embrace.
Cool. So, Benj, this is you rapping. We know that since before. We've heard you once before, I think, on the beat and on the mic. So you made the beat and you are the rapper, right? So I'm gonna just assume that you've made the entire thing yourself, mixing and everything. And to me, this is high quality stuff. Don't get me wrong. This is good stuff for sure. I love your voice, by the way. And this type of English, British rap, I'm just a fan. But there's, how do I say this? The vocals are too loud. That's the easy way to say it. It sounds a little bit to me like the beat was made and then the rap was put on it, and it doesn't really blend too well. It's mostly just a thing about a case of volume. That's all I'm trying to say. Just lower the volume of the vocals a little bit and it would blend in better and just fit nicely in there. But it's really good stuff. For sure. It's my friend rapping. My beat. Okay, my bad. The Fridas is the rapper, not me. I'm sorry. But still, the vocals need to be turned down just a little bit. But the beat is cool. That type of string, to me, it feels like I'm thinking about, not just because it's British, sure, but I'm thinking about The Streets and that first album, original pirate material. This kind of string sound reminds me of that, and the way it's looped and the way it's all put together, it's nice, and especially when it opens up.
I pen from cold steps beneath the...
Over there, yeah, right there. Right there. Because you have like the looping point. Boom, dum, 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 dum. That's nice. But then it becomes wham, dum, dum, wah. That's really cool. This.
Yeah. I pen from cold steps beneath the emblematic cold threats.
The kick drum is cool. The snare drum, a little bit more saturation. I don't know. Nice stuff. Nice work, for sure. Yep, little mix. The layer cake, I tighten you up. I don't know what that means, but yeah. Mixing is difficult, and I'm not a master of it at all. I'm just noticing whenever I feel like something is a little bit off, and I am noticing it here. It's not the end of the world. It's not it's not a deal breaker. It's still a nice track, but I just think it would sound more like polished and cleaner if you took down the volume of the vocals a little bit. Not too much, not hiding them in the beat just because I'm a beat maker. I think if I'm bringing the vocals down a bit, the drums in contrast will hit harder. Yeah, that's also what I'm thinking. Because some songs like this needs to have the rapper up in your face, and the beat is just the rhythm going behind the entire thing, and the vocals is like the center part of it. Here, I think this could be a more balanced mix. And you're right, if you just bring down the vocals a little bit, the drums will come out, and it will just become glued together in a different way. So yeah. It reminded me of Nas as well. I did not get that. It still has to be mastered also. But I'm open to adjusting the mix prior to that. You never know. The mastering process can change everything up. Fuck everything up or just improve everything. You never know. So for rap like this, I would still take down the vocal a little bit. But it's good. The rhythm is there. Everything that's going on with the strings and everything. Yeah. Love it. Nice work. Benj. Thanks a lot. I'm still kind of, struck by the fact that we had the form open for an hour and we have more stuff than I expected. Just happy about that. You guys are awesome. So the next one comes from Tony Case. Not sure if it's your vibe, heavy synth, drum and bass pendulum vibes, but this is the single of this project debut, Black Wall, by my project RU1N3R. So that's Ruiner. Yeah, I'm not good at reading internet, but that's what it says. Tony Case, let's go. I'm so sorry about that. And that's like half a second of the actual track. Okay. Lower the volume. This is, doing it this live to get like submission, it could be whatever. Mush Beats asks, how can I send my music? Right now you can't, unfortunately. We opened up the forum for an hour and I got like 25 beats, and we're not going to be able to cover more than that today. So next time around, next week, we're going to do another show, and I'm going to open the forum. I said something about 24 hours, but maybe that's also too much. Yeah, let's try this time around. Next week, the same time, 8 o'clock my time, that's 1.5 hours ago now, I'm just going to start the show and open up the forum and see what happens at that moment in time. So nothing will be submitted before. So this one, it's noisy. Let's see if we can listen to the entire thing. That's 2 minutes, exactly. So, honestly, I'm a narrow-minded old hip-hop dude. I don't know much. And I pretty much suck. This type of music is... Sorry. You also said this in your email. We gotta be upfront about that. You said, not sure if this is your vibe. Heavy synth, drum and bass. And yeah, it's not my vibe. I don't enjoy this type of music at all. I don't. When it comes to enjoying music as an art form and just enjoying music as a listener. No. This is not my cup of tea, not my bag. This is not up my alley, not my vibe, whatever. Can I still kind of appreciate the work that goes into something like this? Yeah, because it's still electronic music production. Sure. And I do recognize that there's a lot of work going into something like this. I do. To me, this is not even music I would play loud in my car when I'm mad at my boss, you know? Just not my style of music. But you do have a few different switch ups, and when I busted out laughing over here, that's one thing. And this, the half tempo thing, it's different. So you know what you're doing, obviously. Doing this double tempo thing and the half tempo thing and like playing around with different amounts of energy. My problem with this kind of music is that the energy level is already like 99%. And then you increase it to 100 and then back to 99. I think that's my main issue with music like this. I have a hard time finding balance and nuance and dynamics in there because I'm old, narrow-minded, and narrow-minded, you know? When you say drum and bass, my mind goes to jungle, and I'm thinking like all complicated like drum patterns and whatever, and this is pretty much straightforward, which is not bad. But too many synths, too much noise at one time. My mind just needs, you know, me and my mind and my sense of focus just needs to have a little bit of space to breathe sometimes. And that's not what this genre is about. I understand that. But still. There is a melody and a bass line and rhythms, and it has everything. It's just the feeling. Not, I don't like it, but it's a decent piece of work, for sure. Am I even like, I don't even feel like I have the right to say anything else. But we need to broaden our horizons and think about music in different ways, and this helps me. This has like a function for me to just starting to accept music in other genres. I'm not just listening to hip hop, you know, but yeah, it's more dubstep than drum and bass. Yeah, maybe it is. I was playing Doom Eternal a few days ago. The music in this game got that same kind of energy. Beat Owl, now I know what you're talking about. Like Doom Eternal. Yeah, sure. I get it. I used to play a lot of Quake 2, and they had this expansion pack with a soundtrack from Nine Inch Nails, and I didn't hate that in context. This, you know. So, we've heard that piece of music, and it's time to move on to the next one. But thanks a lot for sending it in. Honestly, we need to be more including. It's just me being an ass. I'm sorry about that. The next one comes from Dick McGuffin, and we've had you before. I know that. Dick McGuffin, this is a beat I just made, and it came in today, so it's fresh off the press. That's the chat room. That's that one. Dick McGuffin. Let's go. Yeah, that's nice and cute. A lot of stuff going on. The snare sound was a little bit too loud, I think. It kind of, But also what's interesting is that I had a really hard time catching the beat before it became like This. I have a hard time finding the one, which is not a bad thing. So I think it's interesting to think about the bass. The bass of this track is pretty much the way I see it, the melody. Boom dum 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 dum. And in a different production environment or style, this could have been like a 50 Cent beat from, or something from Scott Storch, with a simple melody like that, and you really took advantage of that and made it way more interesting than just the raw melody, with all the different things coming in and out. A lot of percussive elements and this water droplet thing, really cool. And for something like this, you're noticing immediately that you can do a lot of things with production. Even though the musical idea itself is pretty simple, nothing bad with simplicity. The other way around. But it grooves, it has a nice kind of flow to it. Maybe it would benefit from being a few BPM slower. And the fits so nicely into the melody thing. Nice. A few things. I would have wanted to change a few things about the mix, because some of the percussive elements that comes in is really cool, but it takes a little bit too much focus. But that's how it becomes when you make it, you know? You're getting it all into it and you're just increasing volumes left and right, and yeah, that detail over there is really cool. And that one too. And then it becomes unbalanced. A nice production, really nice submission from Dick McGuffin. And again, a beat that's a little bit different. It's still a beat, and it's still like, you know, not 4 on the floor, but it's a nice 4/4, and it has a vibe to it. Cool. The sound selection in this beat is like super interesting. Yeah, it is. But the problem might be just the volume of things and the placement in the mix in general. A few BPMs lower, yes, someone agrees. That's good. Cool. Sometimes subtleness is really cool. Trust the fact that the listener will notice your weird things that you put in there. You don't have to put them front and center. Just leave that to the listener. The next track, yeah, I'm trying to be faster. You know, we have a lot of stuff to go through. So the next submission comes from someone called Raw Digs. This is my first beat made in the MPC. I finished it in Ableton. I hope you like it. So not your first beat, but your first beat on the MPC. That's interesting. Let's go. Dope. That's really good. What kind of bothers me here is that the volume is extremely loud. I had to put the volume at like, I don't even know, 20% of it on the player that kind of sends the beat out. So the mix is extremely loud, which might make it less dynamic than it could have been. But this track, that camera, this track is awesome. Awesome stuff. Everything just works. The drums, I love them. The different chops. Again, you can do a lot with not too much. because when it comes to the main chops, the vocals, it's just like 3 different chops. And then we have all types of things going on. The strings that comes in over here. And those tiny like boom, ka-gung, doom, da-doom, gang, things with the drums, programming that takes a long time. Playing it is faster and easier, but it's difficult to get it right. Really, really, really good stuff. Thanks a lot for this one. We still have like really great producers out there. All kinds of like filter movements going on and like stutters, but not too much of them. Tasteful, great, but it's too loud as a file. It's really loud. So maybe it's not as dynamic as it should have been, but still. You know, someone pointed out the reverb on the drums. I'm normally not a fan of that, but in this type of context, when it's this full of energy and goodness, oh my god. Who was this? Raw Digs. My first beat made on the MPC. Yeah, but that doesn't count. You're obviously talented and you know what you're doing. Sorry, it still counts, of course. It's always difficult to get into a new platform. And understanding and learning an MPC is not the easiest thing in the world. But the outcome here, great stuff. Made So Well came through with a super chat for $10. You're already a member. Remember that. Made So Well, you're already a member. You're already like supporting this thing. But yeah, out of everything we've heard, this one hits the hardest for me. You know, that's the volume if I'm not like turning it down. So something to look out for. But oh, you're in the chat called Raphael Lauer, which is, yeah, that makes sense. That's you, Raphael. Big freaking up. Sorry about the volume. Yeah, the volume is crazy. I don't know what you did. Like the best brick wall limiter in the world and just crank it to the max. I don't know. But the beat itself, great production. I don't have a lot of bad stuff to say. No constructive criticism about that one, except from the volume being all weird. Awesome stuff. The next one comes from another one who I know is in the chat room. This makes the entire show so much better. Stan Solo. Stan Solo with the fire emojis. Peace Accurate. Thank you so much for making the best radio show on the net for us. Here's my last thing this far. I hope it's fun. SP404 Mark II again. File upload? Triple dots? No, the file didn't come through. Jeez. Okay, let's hope that's not what's going on with the rest of them. Like Squarespace got overflown or anything. But Stan Solo, your file is not here. It's not in the thing. I'm sorry. I would have loved to hear it, but it's not attached. File upload says nothing. The next one has a file, so it's not that Squarespace just messed anything up. You might have forgotten it or whatever. And now it's closed. Oh, this is not fair. Stan Solo, what are we going to do about this? Let me think. And let me play the next one. Danny Jersey says, new beat I made for an upcoming project I'm for later this year. I want this to be the first single of the project. I already got the vocals for this one with my buddy. Was an old record sampled and then a bunch of splice samples that I found and mixed in. Cool. That's creative. To use an old sample together with stuff from Splice. And again, this one comes from Danny Jersey.
It's taking control. Feeling so alive. Feeling so alive. Feeling so alive. Feeling so alive.
I should stop it, but I can't when this one comes in. I'm kind of in the lost of words here. This is really, really good. It's hard to put my finger on exactly what it is, but something about the groove here really, really works. The bass line with those really long extended notes doing some type of pitch or portamento gliding thing is a nice touch. Something about the construction of this is really appealing because there's a lot of everything, but it never becomes too much. The vocals, that kind of loud type of sample could take too much bass sometimes. It doesn't. The bass line is really loud and like low and rumbly and cool, but not too much. The drums, punchy and clear and to the point, but not too much,
Feeling so alive.
And those vocal chops together with the piano, a part of me wants to know what of the different elements in here is the old sample and what is added from Splice. It doesn't matter. It's good work. An awesome beat. And I'm so proud and so kind of thankful and confused to have producers of this caliber joining the show and submitting beats, because this is, whoo, are we even allowed to play this? You know? Really good stuff. Danny Jersey. Awesome. Already got the vocals for this one with my buddy. I would love to hear just like a verse on top of this, just to see how it works. Not tonight. We don't have time, but still. So 2 emails down is Stan Solo again. Sorry for the empty one. Here's a new one. Cool. And you mentioned that in the chat room. Awesome. You're going to get played. That's Danny Jersey. Thanks a lot. And the next one comes from Matthias. In Sweden, it's Matias. And you're from Germany, so it's Matias. I don't even know. Matthias sorry. Last name is too hard for me to. Wilczewski. Sorry. Hey, Accurate. I'm just in the basement, just like me, working on my bike, not like me, and listening to your stream. Been a long time lurker, and I was eager to submit something. It's not really finished, and I lack mixing talent, but would really appreciate feedback. Keep doing what you do. Really nice. Greetings from Germany, Matthias. Cool. Thank you. Working on your bike in your basement and sending in beats to the show. That's great. Oh, I messed up. Almost played the wrong one. Here we are. Matthias. Old school. Alright, cool. So my points of feedback here, I'm gonna try to speed it up. I like everything about this, but please, if you haven't finished this, I don't even know if you said so. The drums are cool. The drums are nice, but they are a little bit too dry for this track, in my opinion. Other drum samples could be worth trying, or just adding a little bit of like timed delay, or maybe a little bit of reverb. I don't know. The drums are a little bit... I like drum sounds like this, but in this context, I think I would prefer to hear drums that takes up a little bit more space or have more character to them. Not a lot, you know? We're not talking about like massive changes, but just something would kind of take this to the next level. And a little bit of EQing on some of the high frequencies becomes a little bit too... sticks out a little bit too much. The bass sits nicely with the drums. It works really well. And those things, the like bass guitar, it's not a bad idea at all. Never take those out, because that together with the more high frequency, I don't know if it's an organ or whatever, that works awesomely. And I like the feeling of this one. I appreciate the emotion. It's not sad and not aggressive and not happy. It's like right in the middle. Yeah, don't be afraid to. Now I'm talking like I'm a master. I'm not. I'm just trying to say something. Sometimes you gotta like make up your mind. Where is this gonna fit in the mix? Is this high frequency content? Maybe put a high pass filter on it and just take out the other stuff. It becomes messy otherwise. And is this supposed to be in the low mids? Keep it there. Don't let things, place them somewhere on the frequency spectrum where it makes sense. The bass that's all said and done. But then I want more separation from like the low mids up to the low highs, if that makes sense. Make up your mind and allow something to be like the front runner. I don't know. And please, we're going to try to speed it up just a little bit, not stress anything out, just still giving people the time they deserve. But if someone could help me in the chat room to just help people out, explaining what this is and how it works with sending in beats and the situation we're at tonight, I would appreciate that a lot. Matias, thanks a lot for sending this one in. You have been lurking for some time and you're eager to submit, and please do that again more times, because people like this who wants the feedback for real, that's valuable for real. For me and hopefully for you. I love it. I'm not even following in the chat room anymore. People are pointing out the drum kit. That's cool. Matthias, thank you. And please don't get me wrong. When I'm trying to say things like this, it's not always like your beat sucks and you need to do these things. It's just me trying to give a few pointers to take it to the next level. The level it's at right now is good. It's great as it is. I'm not hating on the track. It's a nice beat, for sure. Could a few things be improved? I think so. Did I mention them? I think so. James Rockwell shows up with a $2 donation. Thank you. A $2 super chat. Saying, no, that's not a super chat, that's a sticker. James is also a member. Ha 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 ha. You see? People are awesome. Now, it's time for Stan Solo. Peace accurate. Sorry, sent an empty one before. This is the latest thing I did. Cool. Done on the SP404 Mark II. Cool. So, Stan Solo, you managed to get it right. Love seeing it. Why did I just receive an email? Okay. Someone's trying to get into this. Emailing my other email address with a beat. I'm sorry, Gregory, I'm not gonna do that. We're just keeping it to one system for now, and it's all done from my website. But it's closed at the moment, so I'm afraid you're not gonna be played. Stan Solo, you're up. Stan Solo, thanks a lot for taking the time to submit it again. That's awesome. I love having the opportunity to play stuff like this. I've mentioned before that I kind of don't want to be, great sample, dude. That guy, because the sample is one thing. What you did it with the sample is the art form. In this case, I gotta say it, the sample is really good. And you found some really good things in the sample, and you used it in just the right way. That note in the background, that the string that just rings out, I'm sure you left it in there for some reason. To me, it's cool. But to someone who's not used to listening to music in this genre, that could be one of those things that makes you kind of stressed out because it's intense, in the background. But when it cuts out and you just leave the other stuff in there, just opens up this entire world of air and space, and poof, that's a cool thing. Working with like enclosement like that and then opening things up creates a lot of dynamics and a lot of layers to a production. In this case, I mean, it's straight up. Everything feels a little bit distorted or saturated, and it's really cool. If I had samples like this, I'm sure I would like raise it a few semitones and just go, Kanye West kind of like Smurf sound. And you didn't. You left it kind of natural, which is probably the better choice. The vocals and the horns and the really gritty drums and the bass. Good work. Great job. What are you guys saying? Stan Solo, MPC? No, it's an SB44 Mark II, which is also kind of worth taking into consideration because working on the SB44 Mark II with stuff like this is not simple. At least not to me. I find it to be a little bit complicated sometimes. The drums and the lows are a little bit quiet, I guess. Yeah, maybe, if we're going to split hairs, and we are sometimes. But, finding the right balance when you work with that high energy stuff is difficult. Stan Solo, thanks a lot. Stan Solo is one of those people who always shows up for these streams. I love having regulars, and I love having you guys submitting beats. Thanks for the feedback. I appreciate it. Cool. That's what we're here for. Awesome. So let's see how many more we... I don't even want to count it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. Okay, 16 more beats to go. How am I going to do this? By not talking about how I'm going to do it, but just doing it. This one comes from OPDBX. You have been featured before, and you are in the chat room. And your file name does have emojis in it, but works just fine. So, OPDBX, here we go. my God. Salberg says playful, joyful, nice. And I think that sums it up. For number one, the groove, awesome. There's nothing bad to say about that. The drum groove is awesome. The bass line here, chef's kiss, chef's kiss, chef's kiss. The bass line is amazing. Like the best bass line we've heard in this entire series, I think. Just focus on the bass line for just 15 seconds. So great job. I mean, a lot of people are calling this micro chopping, and that's what it is. A lot of really tiny chops that goes together, creating a collage of sound, and the drum groove and the bass line holds everything together. And it's a nice combination between like actual notes and musical elements, and also like one shots of, ear candy. That's not necessarily a note, but it's still in there and it just fills the entire thing up. That kind of groove, that kind of tempo, I normally don't work with that myself, but it could be worth considering. Because a solid bass line like that and that kind of drive forward, really, really good stuff. Who was this? This is OPDBX. Yeah, cool. This type of production, to me, please give me like a master class of how you do this. I kind of know the process, but getting things in tune and getting things to make sense is such a hard job to do. But yeah, the quality is up here right now. Up here. Thank you, OPDBX. And thanks a lot for blessing us with your presence and being here. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot. Yeah. So, this is difficult. Now we got another submission from Buckshot Jerry. And you were played like an hour ago just because you were in the back catalog. This is a new submission for this specific show. So, we're just going to do something really democratic here. I want to do this more. Let's see. How did we do highlights, stream marker, share? I'm supposed to be able to do, if I can't find it in like a few seconds, I'm not going to bother. A poll. And everything here is in Swedish. Okay, over there. Plus. Okay. Poll. Play him again. Yes. No. I'm going to leave that to the audience. You have been played tonight. Does it make sense to play you again? Because it's this kind of show? Maybe. But for now, let's move on to the next one and let's revisit Buckshot Jerry, if we're going to play him again. Is it fair? Is it not fair? I don't know. The next one comes from Atrimonos George. And he has also been here a lot. I haven't seen him today. Or have I? There's a lot of people. Hello, Accurate. This is an instrumental from a movie which I don't remember the name of. But maybe you have a listen. This is a nice show. I like to be here every Monday and other times, of course. This is an instrumental from a movie which I don't remember. You haven't made this yourself? I think you have. The sample might be from a movie. Let's give him the benefit of a doubt and play it. Okay. So he explained in the chat room that he doesn't remember where the sample and the loop is from, and that's fine. So, what you really, the good thing you did here was being able to find like the tempo and the feeling of the sample to make it line up with your drums 100%, which is cool. In this case, if I want to be concrete about stuff, I'm not a big fan of the sound selection here for the drums. The drum samples could be way stronger. And for this, I think that you've used like the entire loop of the sample as it is, which could be fine. Don't get me wrong, everything doesn't need to be micro chopped. But to add more of a personal vibe to it, doing a little bit of sidechaining could be a good idea. Sidechain the kick drum and the sample to make it duck and create more flow and more fluidity and more feeling, more vibes. So I think that would take this a long way. If you added the bass line, great job. It fits nicely in there. But the drum sounds, I would replace all of them, to be honest. And maybe add a little bit of side chaining again. It would probably help, or change it up, you know? Because this feels pretty much like, I mean, using old school drums like this is not bad. But this is mostly a matter of a personal taste, I'm noticing as I'm talking. And you know, if you put a little bit more work into the drum programming and the sound designing, or just the sound selection of the drums, this would be a strong beat, definitely. But a little bit of variation on the hi-hat to have a few hits strong and a few hits weaker, you know? Now it's like the hi-hat is which is not always bad, but in this case I think it could be improved by adding different volumes. And maybe adjusting the swing on the drums, getting a little bit more a little bit more feeling. It feels very movie-like. It, you know, the sample is from a movie, and you can kind of tell. To make it more like more of a beat, more of a production, you know, put some work into the drums. That's what I think. Not trying to be too harsh, you know, just trying to provide feedback. It's a nice idea for a track, 100%. The sample is really, really good, and you lined everything up perfectly. But a little bit more life, breathe a little bit more life into the drums, and you are there, my friend. That's what I want to say. So, don't take this the wrong way. This is good. So, the poll. What are you saying? Okay. So you had to make this difficult. Play him again. 65% yes, 35% no. Which means we're going to go for yes. Because the majority of you says yes. So, Buckshot Jerry, you're going to be played again with another track. And hi, I'm going to upload this one too, because maybe you've heard the other one. Not sure. I only have a laptop with Ableton 12 to make beats. Greetings from Chile. So again, Buckshot Jerry. Buckshot Jerry with his number 2 submission for today. Not his fault, my fault. And your fault. You voted for it in the poll. We don't hear enough of bass lines on acoustic pianos like this. It's cool. The idea here is awesome. Someone pointed out, and I gotta agree, we have a little bit of clashing going on between frequencies. Applying some type of filter on the piano would probably make sense to take some of the stuff out. It becomes rumbly in the lower frequencies. But a guy in my genre also immediately I think Super Mario, not because it's 8-bit, but when you go underground, do-do-do-do-do-dum, do-do-do-do-do-dum, do-do-do-do-do-dum. Yeah. Piano for a bass line is cool. Let's do that more. But in general, this track, it's a little bit all over the place. There's a few problems going on in the lower frequencies, as we pointed out. And this is just, simple and cool and sounds like a mixtape from the mid-90s. Then you have that. Is that an upright bass too? The upright bass or whatever it is, and the piano, it becomes a bit much. And this section here, without the bass, makes you think, The drums are cool. The drums are cool. You need to work a little bit on separating I think it's an upright bass from the piano. Other than that, it's a cool composition. Introducing some strings and whatever. It's cool. It doesn't feel like a finished thing, and it doesn't have to be for this show. We're just bouncing ideas here. And that also goes for you, the last one, Atomonos. You're not a professional. No one needs to be a professional. I'm not a professional either. None of us are. Maybe some of us are, but sending stuff in doesn't mean that it has to be all polished and finished and your best work ever. We're just building a platform where we can share ideas and things. This is cool. The chat room is also providing a lot of feedback for this one. Which is cool. So, we've already been live for 2.5 hours. I don't know how to do this. I really don't. Let's keep moving. That's Stan Solo. We've heard that one. And now we're on... No. Okay, we got it. No. No, okay, we've already heard that one. That's me. That's me being... that's wrong. Boom. And there we are. Now... I need to mark my emails and whatever. Here we are. Another one from Conrad Gerber Fishbatch. I'm sure that's not Fishbatch, but that's how I'm gonna read it, because it's almost that. Hey there, I have no file to attach, but a YouTube link. Yeah, that doesn't go for this one, I'm sorry. We gotta move along. So, a YouTube link... I think I'm gonna have to be that hard about this. It puts me, there's gonna be an ad and there's gonna be different volumes and everything. So no, not right now. Sorry. The next one from Loop Walker. I am Loop Walker, a producer from Germany. I've attached a beat I made last year. A few people thought it was pretty nice. It was all built in Ableton, but I tried to capture that SP404 vibe. Cool. That's one way to think about it. Here it goes, Loop Walker. Yeah, that's good stuff. That's some really good stuff. And you tried to capture the SP404 essence, but using Ableton. And I guess that's, adding this tape saturation, this tape wobbliness kind of effect. And it's nice. To me, it's a little bit played out, I guess. And it's overdone by a little in this one, for me. But it's done with a lot of confidence. And the drums are really cool. Fits together with the bass line just beautifully. And some using effects like that takes you really far. Just by not doing too much. Just a little on the filter. Just going down and up again on like a low pass filter. Creates enough variation for someone to still become or just keep the interest of the listener. I would have gone back and just, changed the amount of the tape effect, because it's almost a little bit, we all know what you did. You put this tape effect on it and you just did a lot of it. It's not bad, but it's too much for my taste, but yeah. But also, I don't know if I'm right, When the notes goes like the wobbliness affects the pitch, it's nice. And the tiny like stutter effects and stuff, nice touch. Nice production in general. You can go really far with having solid drums, a solid bass line, and just some old school piano chords. Boom, dum, 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 dum. Yeah. There's a lot of room for a rapper. Yeah, it is. That's for sure. That's true. Imagine like a really gritty British underground rapper on this. UK rap. Awesome on that. awesome on that. Cool. Loop Walker, thanks for the submission. Appreciate that. 7, 8, 9, 10. Still 11 beats to go. So, the plan for this show initially was to do kind of a deep dive on every single track and say something of value. Now, when we've been live for 2 hours and 40 minutes, maybe, let's just not go too deep with stuff. This one comes from Mickey Cuts, who was in the chat room before and might still be, because now my computer is messing up. Mickey Cuts, hey, long time no see. Have I ever seen you? Unfortunately, in my new job, I can't be with you guys on Monday, but I'm watching the streams later. What do you mean? You sent in this beat 8:40, like 40 minutes in. Whatever. I decided to send you one of my beats. This will be used on an album that I'm making with a rapper from Argentina. Such an experience for me. First time doing an album with someone. So far from my comfort zone. Anyways, I hope you like it. Cool. That sounds like a cool project. And if that's new to you, let's all just encourage this. So, from Mickey Cuts, let's go. When people who don't understand what I do and I'm trying to explain, hey, it's hip hop, it's beats. Oh, so you're a rapper? No, I'm making beats. It's hard for me to explain that entire thing without mentioning jazz, because there is a correlation between what I do and jazz. And over here, this is straight up jazz. Not just because it's obviously from a jazz sample, but it's also left this way. Kind of crazy and out of context, and a few things together that doesn't necessarily work, but they still do in context. And that's what I find interesting about jazz music. Whenever it starts becoming not like atonal, but spicy and borderline, it's awesome. This is really good. And the funny thing is that the beat started pretty weak to me. But there's something cool about this type of stuff, because when you're like a minute in, you're all committed. You're in the world of this beat, even though there, it could be changed up. A few of the drum hits could be tweaked and changed and whatever. But when you're in the loop and you're in the realm of what this beat is, and then it comes into the guy on the bass just goes crazy and the other ones just follow along, and it becomes musical in a different way than just a normal like beat does. This is interesting. This is really, really cool. And this one came in from Mickey Cutts, who is in the chat room because he or she is not at work today, which is awesome. This is cool. This is interesting stuff. Mostly because what happens in the track. Loop by loop, feedback could be given. You could even criticize stuff here. But music is not just, music production in this type of way is more than just fitting things together. It's also expressing something and leaving you with a sense of emotion and a feeling of something. And that's what this one does really well to me. Again, artistic and cool and experimental, but not too far out there. A big fan. Mickey Cutts, great work. Great work. Jazz is such a complex music genre. It is. And when you're kind of using jazz samples and you're allowing it to still be jazz, but your interpretation of it, cool. Thank you, Mickey Cutts. I hope you like it. I did. I did like it. And a lot of people in the chat room too. It demands a little bit more out of the listener to enjoy that stuff and kind of following along on the trip and just experimenting with you, experiencing stuff with you. Awesome. The next one comes from Beat Owl. Or he also says Beat Owl Hannibal Actor, because it's the same person. He used to go by Hannibal Actor, and now he goes by Beat Owl more than anything else. This beat is maybe a strange one. I made it on the Electron Syntact together with the Moog Siren. That means no samples whatsoever. Also, I used a lot of semi-generative techniques and polymetric stuff. I hope you guys like it. Yeah, so this might also be something that, demands a little bit more of the listener. Not that that's a bad thing. Beat Owl. Here we go. Really, really loud. I know it. A really interesting collection of sounds to combine. Some of the stuff honestly sounded like samples. It's not. But having this kind of, I'm using all the wrong words, but oriental or, together with the 8-bitty type of, it's cool. that kind of flute, who would combine that type of flute with 8-bit sounds and this kind of rhythm? The rhythm makes this one work for me. If the rhythm and the drums were something different or something else, I'm not sure I would have enjoyed it. Here, I really do. It's interesting and it's fun to listen to in so many ways. Everything is well thought through, don't get me wrong, but it also kind of, this could have been like a beat on a timeline and you're just like putting this pring over here and another ding over here. But it's more thought through than that. I understand that. And it's nice. It's cool. But what strikes me is the wide variety of sounds that shouldn't really go together, but they do. Because, again, you're tying it together with the drums and the bass. So everything just combines into something beautiful. I want the snare to be louder. And maybe some of the like din 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 decreased in volume. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to like break this down like that because it's not necessary. This is good, and Beat Owl knows what he's doing for sure. Good stuff. It's called synthetic, and it sounds pretty synthetic, but not in the bad way, because you still have the flute thing that feels kind of organic, and the combination of sounds just makes this into a wholesome thing that's fun to listen to. Accurate Beats is an amazing... Okay. Accurate Beats is an amazing person. Only listen to these beats because he took the time to share them. Yeah, and again, we're not doing any kind of filtering or nothing. We're just playing everything. We're just trying to share the space. Beat Owl, 8-bit for life. Yeah. Boom, lo-fi. Not samples. Yeah, that's kind of impressive. Making things sound like samples without being samples. And what is a sample? A sample is other instruments taken from out of context, put into something else. And you just made sounds and put them into a context. The vibe of this one is interesting and fun. Fun to listen to, and it keeps me interested the entire way through. Yeah. Awesome stuff. Thank you, Beat Owl. Now, the next one, because we are going to keep doing this. I don't even care. It's 11 o'clock my time, 11 p.m. that is. And I'm getting tired, but we're still doing this. Another one of those names. This comes from MDFK BSNK, which becomes motherfucking. I said I'm getting tired. MDFK becomes motherfucking. Motherfuck, of course. BSNK. Motherfuck BSNK. BSNK. Well, yeah. Hi, I'm motherfucking MDFK and MDFK BSNK. I'm motherfucking BSNK. I'm a rapper and beatmaker from Mexico, and this is inspired by trip hop. I'm new to this. I made it on model samples with the factory sounds and drum kits from Cookin' Soul mixed in FL Studio. Thanks, I appreciate it. So, the model samples, isn't that the one device from Electron that I just hate? Model samples. Yes, it is. It's awful. So you managed to do something on it with the built-in sounds. Cool. Let's have a listen to McGuffin BSNK. So yeah, atmospheric and emotional. This track really works for me when it comes to just my personal taste of things. As I'm getting older, I'm realizing that music of this kind of genre makes me drift away in the best of ways. Like playing this in the car on a rainy afternoon or even night, it's just awesome. And again, we are talking a lot about movies, and this feels like a track from a movie, you know? Some type of collage, some video collage playing with someone doing something in a dark environment, maybe with rain. Just, you know, just cool. And when you start listening to something like this for real, you're noticing like, yeah, there's a really slow attack on the main chord on the synth, and it's beautiful. There's some modulation going on. To me, even though it's kind of repetitive and it's, you know, rhythmically just flowing on, maybe it's just because I'm a producer myself, but I start like noticing the drums whatsoever. They're just there, just playing a part. But if I notice the drums, sure, there's a lot of stuff that could be done. Like add some variety to the velocity in the hi-hat, and, you know, add a filter on the snare to take some of the high frequencies out and just make the entire thing even more emotional. Sure. But when I'm just enjoying the music for what it is, which is easy for something like this, I'm thinking more about the movement and the subtle changes that happens in the synths, and it just takes me there, you know? So sometimes it makes sense for the drums just to be what it is, you know. An afterthought is maybe saying too much, but, you know, the emotional qualities of a track like this is just more important than the production in general. Even though the production, you know what I'm saying? I like it. It's nice, and I'm thinking in a whole different way just because I heard it. So it affects you emotionally. Awesome. no one helped me out with this these letters. No one has an idea. It sounds like motherfucking something. Everyone likes it. It's dreamy. It's relaxing. Yeah. Salbert says godnatt, which means good night. Peace out. Peace. We still have people watching, so it's not like we're... Oh, now I'm out of sync. Right there. We still have people watching, which is cool. So let's just keep moving through this. I am enjoying this still. So that one was from MDFK BSNK. Thank you. A rapper and beat maker from Mexico. Trip hop. Yeah, cool. Awesome. The next one comes from Billy Pads. Record I'm working on with MCs, Watermouth and Saga. MCs from Los Angeles. Still needs to be mixed. Fine. And the beat is called Dilla-ish. So this might have a little bit of swing to it, if I know what Dilla means. Let's go.
Once upon a time, there lived in a far-off Indian country.
I just wrote this.
A little Indian.
Don't fuck with.
Yeah, who likes the sound of that?
Whoa, I did not expect that. Let's turn down the volume. Sorry if I busted your eardrums.
Lived in a far-off Indian country.
I just wrote this.
A little Indian.
Don't fuck with.
Yeah, who likes the sound of that? Another bullshit single, yo, where's that Kanye at? I need a supersized beat, and yo, your beat is flat. 50 pads, keeping us clean, call us the laundry mat. Wearing headdresses, I'm scalping caps. The rainwater's polluted, it's showing on these maps. The dollar signs and evil dreams, insomniac. Cooking up this green inside a human vat.
Yeah, we all wanna chase those, but when you're stuck you think on how fast the day goes. Just another no-name fucking plain clothes, and when you face the mirror there ain't no scapegoat. Take those L's and flip it like Tetris blocks, cause there ain't no credits whenever your music stops. Fuck the ops and fuck the cops if they hold you down, and bless the ones that prop you up and won't let you drown.
That body.
Okay, there's the mixing of this one needs to be fixed. Yeah, you pointed it out yourself, and it makes sense. This type of like hardcore rapping on beats with kind of like a low energy and not a lot of drums going on, it's definitely a thing these days. Let's just, now we heard it. Now we're in the in the place to be. So let's.
Another bullshit single, yo, where's that Kanye at? I need a supersized beat, and yo, your beat is flat. 50 pads, keeping us clean, call us the laundry mat. Wearing headdresses, I'm scalping caps. The rainwater's polluted, it's showing on these maps. The dollar signs and evil dreams.
This kind of drum groove is interesting and different, but really, really cool. Booms, boom, boom. Doesn't need to be more than that sometimes. Especially now when you have rappers that take so much space in the mix because it's not done, but also like in the style of things. Feels like a track that's like focused on the rappers more than the production. And the production makes a big difference anyways. Because take like one of my like flowing boom bappy beats and put those guys on it, not sure that would work. So it needs a lot of space for the vocals and the lyrics to really come out there. And this is a different style of production.
The bullshit single, yo, where's that inside a human vat?
Yeah, we all wanna chase those, but when you're stuck you think on how fast the day goes.
The effects on the vocal, I'm not a fan of that. I think like rap vocals should be straight up. Rap vocals shouldn't have much effects, if any, on it. Compressors and EQ and whatever, but like distortion and saturation and stuff like that on vocals, to me it's just, I don't like it. I want vocals to sound like vocals, like you're in the room listening to the rapper spitting bars right in your face.
Just another no-name fucking plain clothes, and when you face the mirror there ain't no scapegoat. Take those L's and flip it like Tetris blocks, cause there ain't no credits whenever your music stops. Fuck the
And sure, a part of me is old school enough to think like this is like the first part of the track, and then it becomes boom dum ba dum boom ba dum ba dum boom. And I'm sure that's not going to happen. That's not the purpose of this one. It's a nice track. I don't really see the Dilla reference, but maybe I'm just not smart enough. It's nice, but it's not finished, and the mixing confuses me, you know?
Fucking plain clothes. And when you face the mirror, there ain't no scapegoat. Take those L's and flip it like
Let's just, you know, this is probably just a bunch of samples pulled together, which is always difficult. Creating rhythm and like the right push and pull with, but it's nice. It's cool. I don't know how much I have to say about that one, but it's nice. Beat Owl is checking out. Cool. Beat Owl, thanks for being here. Thanks for hanging out. Thanks for the support you always show me and what I do. Appreciate you a lot. Know that. So that's the one from Billy Pads. Record I'm working on with MCs. Yeah, it would be interesting to hear that song in its entirety and see if you take it anywhere else or if it's kind of in the same like ballpark. I like it. I do. The next one comes from Simon Rodriguez. This is a song with my duo Odd Strains. The mix isn't done yet. Happy to hear what you think about it. So let's see what we have to say about it. Odd Strains. Oh, that sample. Jag vill bara lyfta hatten en sekund för alla de som aldrig någonsin haft en bättre stund. Yeah. That sample is used by DJ Large for a track with the Swedish rapper Organismen. And that track is made in 3/4. You know, boom, dum, dum, boom, dum, dum, boom, dum, dum. It's a really interesting track, but it's old school Swedish rap. I just need to, you know, get away from that and just think about this as for what it is.
Master the gnosis of thoughts and emotions and know how to swim and to float through the inner deep waters so we be drowning. Seek knowledge of thyself and your surrounding. That's the holy fountain is found within. Reconnect to birth, keep on grounding. Meditating like a monk of the Shaolin. Listening to the sound of the wind, which gives strength and the power in my wings. From my inner core to the top of the mountain, I'm humble, but only for the light I am bowing. Watching back at the towerments, the fearing the awareness that shines bright in auras of the crown kings. It's higher guidance like wisdom counseling. That's my soul tribe, it's rebounding linked for more astounding things as the final hours begin. I challenge what a coward think. This is our win. See now it's always now, and now it's sink. Instant as the owl blinks and wolves are howling. No thy root from the fruit to what the flower brings. As freedom is shouting and we are proud to sing. As the brave has returned, do you remember why you came to this earth? We're here to engage and learn, participate and to do the great work. As the brave has returned, we're here to retake our worth, rearrange the terms and maintain the search, save the human race and to wake up the world. A heart aligned with the mind that's calm, can move through whatever and continue to thrive strong. The moral compass decides right from wrong. If others don't get the timelines that we ride on, letting bygones be bygones, seeing through the illusion. Illusion, reuniting the soul tribe of these tight bonds. Through this journey that is more than lifelong. From night to dawn, beyond skies and beyond, to the home frequency where I can't belong. It's the divine call and the inner dialogue. They think I'm talking to myself, but don't hear when the most high respond. With those I'm sighted amongst, read the signs that are brought, giving insightful thoughts. Guided in this earthly walk, through the universal whole, we perceive a society that's lost by the hybrids that rise in its fall.
Fuck, this is really good. I don't have anything. I mean, me personally, I'm a big fan of, or I used to be, or whatever, Organism 12 or Organism, the Swedish rapper who made a track with this on the same sample. Hard for me to like stay away from that place and not like thinking about him. But when it comes to this, for what it is, without me taking into consideration where I heard the sample before, this is really good stuff. To me, this is just, this is done. This is, can't be better, can't be worse, just perfect as it is. Can't be worse. I don't know what I'm saying anymore. Of course, it could be worse, but this is really good. If I were ever to if I were ever to work with rappers again, it would be in this kind of genre. Kind of old schooly, but still vocally strong. I like the voice, I like his flow and everything. And the beat itself, I'm not sure about the balance here. Maybe this would benefit just from taking the drums down a tad bit, just a little bit. The drums drives the entire thing and it becomes what it is, sure, but the volume, I'm not sure. Mixing, it's not done. I know.
From my inner core to the top of the mountain, I'm humble, but only for the light I am bowing. Watching back at the tower, means the fear and the awareness that shines bright in aura, so we crown kings. It's higher guidance like wisdom counseling, that's my soul tribe is rebound.
And especially when you have rappers, it's so effective to sometimes, just as you do, leave the bass note a little bit shorter than what it could be. So you could just leave the bass note to the next one and just having it sustain. And finding the right moment in time to cut that bass note off and create this like push and pull kind of thing, it's really effective. And it adds a lot of rhythm to a beat. And if a rapper feels it, it works 9 times out of 10. And you did a beautiful job of that. Definitely. Who is this? This is Simon Rodriguez with my duo Odd Strains. Really, really good stuff. Really good stuff.
The link for more astounding things as the final hours begin. I challenge what a coward think. This is our win. See, now it's always now, and now it's sink. Instant as the owl blinks.
And I'm a big fan of that type of rap. It feels effortless. It feels just nice and easy. It's not a lot of volume behind. It's not someone standing in the studio just screaming their lungs out, It's nice and subtle, but it still has a lot of power in it. This is good stuff. This is high quality shit right here. Let's move along to 2.5 minutes just to see if it changes up.
The terms and maintain the surge, save the human.
Okay, I did not see that comment.
Terms and maintain the surge, save the human race and to wake up the world. Wake up, wake up, wake up.
Do you remember what we came to earth? Do you remember what we came to earth?
Okay, mixing. Other than that, I didn't expect a female vocalist to do the chorus, but it's fine. This is a song that needs to be heard in its entirety, It's real hip-hop that you can't just listen to like a verse and say that's it. It's a song that needs all the parts in it. But crazy good. Simon Rodriguez, are you here? Tack så himla mycket. In Swedish? Who are you? Who are you? Odd Strains. I think I need to check that out. Odd Strains. Who are you? This is impressive. Allow cookies, whatever. Instagram. Fuck it. Yeah. I don't know. This is just good stuff. And there's other Swedish stuff on here. So apparently someone from Sweden. Awesome stuff. I am kind of a fan. Great job. Great job. Awesome. Whatever, let's move along. Let's not, The next one comes in from Michael Hand. I watched your videos a lot when I was getting into beat making years ago, but I got discouraged in the process and feeling like I wasn't going anywhere with it, or it wasn't any good. That's dangerous territory right there. Just thought I'd toss this one to you and get your opinion. Just listen to a minute of it. It doesn't really go anywhere. When the whole thing builds in, it's always something I dream of doing. Love your content. Yeah. Okay. So listen to a minute of it. There's not a lot of stuff going on. Okay. No. Okay, there's not a lot of stuff happening. What I think is... no. I like this. This has some potential. Think like Killer Mike or something. And from this point, something could happen. Something happens, but to me, it's pretty much the wrong thing. That secondary drum kit on the entire thing, I don't get it. What did the email say? You can't say that it's okay. This is someone who got discouraged from the entire thing. And don't. Just keep working on things. Let's jump 2.5 minutes in. 3.5 minutes in. Okay. This sounds good to me. The snare drum is odd, but it works. This sounds good, but it does need some type of melody element. Doesn't have to be like a full-fledged like melody, but something more. This feels like the first few building blocks of something that could become really cool. Sonically, this is interesting and it's nice. It's kind of hard and aggressive, but still balanced and nice. Double time hi-hats and stuff going on. It's nice, but it needs something more. I'm immediately going towards like a Rhodes piano. It doesn't need to be that. It could still be electronic or whatever. But like some pluck sounds or some kind of lead sound or something that just adds to it. This is a great start. This has a lot of potential, but it needs something else. And at that point in the creative process, it could be really complicated to kind of get to the next step. What should you add? Like a melody? What notes? How am I supposed to like figure this out? Maybe you can't. And sometimes beats could be just this and just a rapper taking up a lot of the space and just going ham. And that's what it is. But as an instrumental like this, I feel like it lacks something else, because everything is kind of in the low register and kind of in the lower energy kind of place. So something that breaks off. Honestly, it could be like a bunch of sound effects or something like that. Just something that makes it more. I'm sorry. I am the one son. Hi and welcome. So we still have people watching. We still have people hanging out and people coming in. Awesome. And you are in the chat. Handblades made this one. Thanks for the kind words. Yeah, I want to find something more concise to say here. But it's hard. You seem to have an ear and an eye for the details, because I noticed that there are stuff coming in and happening. But someone like me just wants something more to grab onto, something that, makes me pay attention to, okay, that happened. This instrument is interesting. Some type of melody, some type of element that breaks off this monotony of like dumbo dumbo jumbo dumbo jumbo jumbo. It's awesome, but it needs something else, something more. To me, keep working on it and keep working on stuff. Don't be like all beat down, because this is good. Needs something more. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 more tracks to listen to. That's gonna be doable. Unless this text says, okay, when are you going to bed? Alt, okay. That's so. My girl is asking for me, and maybe I'm gonna have to leave. Maybe not. I don't know. Let's play another one. Let's go to Janne DJ Kauko Vainino. Hello from Oulu, Finland. The beat is sampled boom bap, made with the MPC Live Mark II. Cool. Let's go. From Finland. This could I could listen to this for days. This is cool. Definitely a rap beat. a lot of space on this one for a rapper to like fill the space. Again, we're gonna talk about emotions and the feeling that you get from a piece of music. There's something about me and this type of melancholy that really works. And the nuance in the details of like a tiny, I guess that's some type of electric piano or Rhodes or whatever, that just comes in, bring, bring, ding. It's nice, together with everything else that goes around. We've had a lot of beats today where we've talked about like the driving force of the beat. This one, it's like a train. It just keeps on moving. This type of drum groove, I don't even know I wouldn't call it a groove because it doesn't have a lot of swing to it, but there's still a driving force pushing forward all the time. A pretty technical rapper would work on this, in my book. Someone who has, plays with words a lot and there's a lot of rhyme schemes and stuff going on, like complicated rap on a pretty simple beat would make a lot of sense for this one. But still, if I would have made this, I would have, again, raised the pitch of all the instruments, just taking all the, whatever you're working on, all the groups or all the tracks or whatever, and just transpose the entire thing a couple of semitones to bring out some more of the like crispiness. Is that the right choice to do? Maybe not. Maybe you want it to be this emotional and deep and dark and kind of like mysterious or whatever, and it's cool. I would just love to hear this in a different pitch just to see if it still works. A nice and subtle bass line does the trick. It's nice. Griselda vibes. Yes, that's what I'm thinking about. That's what I'm thinking about. The hi-hats are doing it. The hats are doing a lit of good work here. Yeah, the hi-hats makes a lot of stuff. Wrong accurate. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Are Andrew Templar Russell, are you telling me I'm wrong? I might be wrong. Been working since 91. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. I'm not following the chat anymore. I'm just, some beats has that kind of quality to them that you start just drifting away. Again, I'm just, music is art, right? Whatever type of genre we're talking about. And when the art has the power to like move you into a different dimension or whatever you want to say, I'm wrong with the pitch. I might be. Yeah, I might be. It's really good as it is. Higher pitch would not be so vibey. Okay, so screw me then. I'm wrong, which is fine. A beat from Finland. Thanks a lot for sending it over. Made on the MPC Live too. Because that's one of the things I need to work on. I'm always trying to, I'm always moving too high in the pitch range and getting like energy out of stuff that doesn't need energy. But also, why does this beat take me to this emotional place? Because it's not high pitched. You are probably right. Because it's low, it's dark, it's mysterious, it's all that. But to me, there's a fine line between dark and moody and muddy and boring. This is not muddy and boring. It's not. But to me, I'm sensitive to that stuff because I'm always trying to go higher. That's one of my flaws. Now, the next one comes from Jan MTL. Hi, I love your videos, mate. Just something for you to scratch on. Well, it's not finished or mixed properly, but you may like it. Okay, cool. I may like this one. For me to scratch on, yeah, that's not gonna happen, but I'm gonna imagine some simplistic scratch on this. Oh, funky. Yeah, fuck. Made so well, said it right. Be right back. I'm gonna grab my beanie and some cardboard. Yeah. Breakdance kind of stuff. We don't talk about that too much these days, but we're talking about beat making, like, right? The art form of combining samples left and right with drum breaks and whatever. And when you have something like this that's so purely connected to like the DJ world that beat making comes from, it's just this type of drum break or break beat or whatever you want to call it, and a full-on sample like that, it just feels like, a DJ just doing this on the fly for like break dancers. Awesome. And sure, scratching on this one, it's so cool. So cool. Because a part of me wants to kind of break things down, because that's what I'm trying to do here. Like the drums could be, no. The drums needs to be just as they are. The snare is too loud and whatever, and some of the organs like creates this. That's a part of the vibe. This is like a party track made for people to dance. A beanie and cardboard. Yeah, you're gonna do a lot of windmills or like head spins and stuff. Awesome. I'm not gonna scratch. Am I just gonna play it right? It's not even connected to an output, But we do have this one ready to go. But now, I'm gonna leave your beat as it is. I'm not gonna destroy it by doing my scratching at this tempo is really fun though. And that kind of drum groove is so effective. Yeah, awesome stuff. There's not much to say. If we kind of like divide it into sections, I'm a big fan of the entire low frequency range here. The kick drum is crazy, and the bass line just drives the entire thing. And the bass line is nice and muddy in this case. It's not a clean, like, filtered out bass line that's just it's allowed to be a little bit dirty. And this type of breakbeaty kind of beats, really difficult to get right. Really difficult to kind of capture that essence and that energy of this type of dance music. Really good stuff. We don't hear enough of that these days, for sure. And I'm not good enough to make that stuff myself. Maybe I want to try that sometimes on a live stream or something. But awesome work. Jan MTL, thank you. Just something for you to scratch on. It's not finished or mixed properly. Does it have to be better mixed than this? I mean, a part of this genre is to leave things sloppy and, awesome work. The next one. Now we have 3 more to go, and we're not going to accept anything else because it's been way too long already. I need to rethink this. Next week, we're doing this. We'll go live at 8 o'clock my time, and we're going to open up the floodgates and leave it open for, 40 minutes and close it off. To leave things as live as possible because we are getting a lot of beats, and this is fun, but we can't do too much. Leonardo Basso says, not a beat, but recently I had a little bit of fun with the Reaper after a long time, and that's all I have to offer. I hope it's good. Demo.mp3. So, not a beat. What is this? So I'm going to quote the producer of this one again. Not a beat, but recently I had a little bit of fun with the Reaper after a long time, and that's all I have to offer. Yeah, cool. So you just fire up Reaper and this happens? It's cool. I mean, this is 100% 80s pop, or to me, because I am in my my generation, this feels like a Christmas song, or maybe like a summertime song, or just a holiday kind of song. Like everyone's happy, like thumbs up, dancing around, being all family friendly, pink shirts on and everything. It's not a bad production. It has everything that it needs in terms of the chords and the drums, and it feels like is that called an FM8? No, DX7, of course, a DX7. It sounds like the classic DX7 electric piano, or whatever that patch is, number 8, I think. Doing the chords, the bells and everything, and the corny ass 80s drums, like the disco toms. It's fun and it's funny, and it feels kind of ironic because it's nice. It's still like a valid piece of music, and it's well produced, and there's you got to be able to play to make something like this. So you just fired up Reaper and just started doing stuff, and you ended up with this. No, it's not a beat. You can't call this a beat. But it's still a fun and a funny piece of music to just send in. I guess you're not looking for a lot of feedback because there's not a lot to say. It's 80s and it's happy and simple. Just a track from simpler times. Carbon Vibes shows up with a super chat for $5. Big thanks again to Accurate and all the great talented producers who submitted. And yeah, hands down, a lot of really talented producers. And this, having this kind of level on stuff makes me kind of, what am I going to do? If I ever make a beat making video again, am I going to like reach the standard we're setting on this show? No. It's still fine. Whatever. I actually can't play. I've made everything with the piano roll. So you're the producer. L. I needed a little break from university study. By the way, there's a trumpet solo. Okay. Oh, sorry. There's a trumpet solo at like 2:10. Let's jump forward to the trumpet solo. Sounds awesome. Because why not, right? Okay, so like even if the sounds themselves were changed into something else, it would still sound like 80s because of the dum 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 bass line. It's cool. Well made, and funny, awesome. Why wouldn't there be a trumpet solo? Should have been a saxophone, but still. Also some darkness in there. That's awesome. Awesome. Great work. Thanks a lot for sending it in. Just, adding a little bit of fresh air into the mix. Leonardo Basso, thank you. And thanks for hanging out on the chat room. We've been live for almost 4 hours soon. So yeah, 2 more tracks. Then we gotta go. This one comes from Roy Hollow. Sup Accurate, here's a beat that I will redo the mixing on and add another sequence. But here's what I got so far. Awesome. Scooby Snacks by Roy Hollow. see if I missed something over here. I love the drums, for sure, 100%. The drums on this one, really cool stuff. That type of distorted bass line becomes hard for me to listen to in the long run, just because that's who I am. Again, a narrow-minded dumbass. But the idea here, it's cool. It's good. And you have this counter pattern going on, like a counter melody with the bass line, that makes it really nice and fresh. And it feels like you put a lot of work into it. But still, to me, the drums is what stands out here. A really cool drum break. Again, almost in the breakbeat kind of territory. It's nice, but it becomes... To me, it becomes fatiguing. Is that the word? With that kind of distortion or overdrive or whatever it is on the bass. But that's personally me. That's my opinion. That's what I think. Musically speaking, it's not a bad idea. It's not a bad execution either. But you said I will redo the mixing and add another sequence. And I think that's crucial to this one. Adding another sequence that's maybe a little bit more open or different, or just allowing more space in there. Because a compressed, distorted bass line like that becomes, there's a word in Swedish that I can't really translate, but it becomes solid to me. It becomes too solid and too, like, what's the word? Too intensive, I guess, would be a way to put it. Too intense, I guess. It becomes fatiguing to me. So you need to add something else, like a counterweight to that to make a balance. But the drums and all the samples and everything is fun. All I'm talking about is this the bass line, the sound of it. Now I'm being overly harsh. Sorry. Whatever. Thanks a lot for sending it in. This is Roy Hollow and the Scooby Snacks. All the Scooby-Doo kind of references and samples in there. It's a lot of fun. Monotonous is the word. Yeah, but also just adding another another sequence would help. But there's something to me, because the bass line sounds overly compressed and overly saturated and just too much. So in the low end, it becomes this thing, this hard rock that just lives. And to me, my ear just grabs onto it and it just penetrates. Words, right? A lot of words. Live streaming for 4 hours, just listening to beats and trying to be somewhat constructive with feedback is not easy. So the last one for today, officially the last beat for today, and the stream is going to end in like 10 minutes, I promise. Florian Martin, I do remember that name. Have you been featured before or just in the chat room? Who knows? Hi, Accurate Beats. My name is Ortiz. My name Ortiz is Saraf. I'm from Paris, France. So the artist name is Saraf, I think. Or Saraf. Check out my last production, The Eyes, They Never Lie. Should have been a rhyme in there, but there's not. My inspiration for this production is Giorgio Moroder. A little bit. Thank you. Scarface version 2. Okay, let's play this one. This is officially the last track for today. Then I'm just going to repeat myself about next week, and then we gotta go to bed. Why is everything so loud? Sorry. Oh. So, for the last beat for today, I gotta be 100% honest. The entire like orchestra thing here is so freaking powerful and really cool. Cinematic and dramatic and everything. Then, I don't get that. I did not expect those drums to come in. You know? This is loud and powerful and like majestic and epic. So now when the drop comes, I expected like MOP kind of drums or whatever. Instead, some kind of reggaeton kind of with the congas and stuff. It feels like two different tracks merged together, but not in the best way possible. So the mixing here, obviously some sidechaining would make a big difference. And, you know, sometimes I'm a big fan of doing like having contrast of things. Doing something really powerful together with something less powerful can sometimes just become cool. In this case, having that type of intro, all I want is even more power, even more powerful stuff, and even more of the same thing. Instead, we got something different, and I don't get it. And over here, it's changing up the rhythm. Unfortunately, I'm not a fan of the drums at all. The production in itself, it's, again, dramatic and majestic and epic and cinematic and all those words, and then the drums just doesn't deliver. You know? That's kind of unfortunate, but I gotta be honest. And it doesn't, you know, it feels, maybe because you wrote it, but it feels French somehow. That type of like drama in music feels like France to me. But I would just have loved to see a low bass. Carbon Vibes is also like laying it out there. A bass line with hard drums would have been nice. Yes, of course. A bass line at all, for that matter. And, you know, if you want to go epic, you want to go epic. When it comes to something epic and majestic and large and huge, there's not really any ways to like not do it that way. If you want it to be large and epic, everything needs to be like that. You can't like whatever. That's the last track for today. So what we did today was the first time ever taking in submissions pretty much live. So I had like 5 or 6 beats before in the back catalog, and then we just opened the floodgate and people sent in beats. And in less than an hour, I got 25 tracks to listen to, and we've been through all of them now. So for the next week's show, we're going to do pretty much the same thing, but I don't have a back catalog. The entire thing is closed, and maybe like, no. When I go live, I'm going to do the same thing, the same awkward thing. I go live, I say hi to everyone, and then I open up the website form, and you guys can submit beats at that time. Not before, not after, just maybe for less than an hour to have, a good amount of tracks to go through, but not too much, because this was too much. I don't want to do this every week, 4 hours. That doesn't make sense. Still. Check in next week, the same bad time, the same bad channel, whatever. But I'm not going to collect any beats prior to that. I'm just not going to accept any submissions, even if you find my email and go like the back way. No, it's all done through my website. Again, accuratebeats.com. Go to the website, go to the form and submit a beat. But right now, it's closed. It's going to open up next show. Next Monday, 8 o'clock my time. So 8 this day right now, but 4 hours ago. So 8 o'clock my time. It almost ensures that producers are in the chat. Yeah. I'm not going to force anyone to stay, but this is what we're going to do now for next week. It's going to be as live as possible. I'm going to open up the floodgate and allow beats to come in, allow submissions to be sent in during the show. That makes sense to me. So, thanks a lot for this one, and I'm sorry that it became a little bit long-winded and I lost a little bit of energy at some points. But you can't, 4 hours, and I'm speaking constantly. And I also did a full day of work at my day job. So it is what it is. Next week, we are going to do this again. And before that, I think I'm going to try to produce another video. My video on the Korg Handy tracks became kind of nice. And I'm really happy about that. Really happy about it. So yeah, thanks a lot for tonight, everyone. And I am going to sign out and I'm going to go to bed because my girl is asking. She asked me pretty much half an hour ago, and I said I have a half an hour left, and now it's that. So it's time to go. Thanks a lot, everyone. And again, I'm not making any money off of this, so consider becoming a channel member or doing, a super chat or a sticker or something. Helps me out a little bit, and that's not why we do this, but I'm just saying that's an option. Peace out, everyone. Thanks a lot for hanging out, and I'll see you guys next week, if not before then. Peace out. And that's it. Bye.